So many people in the world have such bigger problems than me to figure out and to solve, and yet I let mine hold me back. Sometimes I question if my struggle is even real. Sometimes it just doesn't seem that way. You look out into the world and like the billions of people on this planet, some people are struggling so bad and can genuinely do nothing about it. And I'm sitting here and all of my struggles are just inside of my head. I feel like I have no actual physical borders, like actual physical struggles or problems. It all seems to be mental. And a part of me thinks that is it even real struggles, right? Am I just making all of this up so that I can seem like I'm living some kind of hard life, and I can tell myself a lie that I'm working so hard to get over things when they're not even real. I think your struggle is real and my struggle is real. But I can't shake that feeling from time to time that maybe it's not. That maybe it's all mental, that maybe other people have it way worse, and that I should take my struggles for granted because maybe my struggles, one, can be overcome way easier than some others, and two, might even teach me something. I think your struggles are real. I think my struggles are real. I think everybody's struggles are real, whether they're equal or not. I would like to say that everybody's struggle is equal, in a way. Everybody's made equal by the grave, I feel like. And so that makes everybody's struggle unique. Everybody's a different person. Everybody has different problems. Everybody sees those problems differently. But it's like it just seems like people have such bigger problems than me. Why am I even worrying about mine? It seems like I just come up with them in my head constantly just to give myself new problems. But it's like a subconscious thing. Like I'm not even trying to create new problems. In fact, I'm trying to get rid of problems that I have. And I just keep creating new ones for myself. Right? It's literally like thoughts I can't even control are just creating problems for me, are just making me anxious about stuff, or making me, stressed out about stuff, making me, you know, not lowering my cortisol, to say it's hiring my cortisol. I'm, I have a lot of cortisol because of all the struggles I make up. And for some people, I feel like that's so justified that they are stressed out and they are anxious about problems. Because, some people's problems are so grand. People are genuinely starving. Like, people are facing like death every day. And my problems are like so minuscule compared to that. But somehow people's problems are all still equal. Because you're never going to see the world out of anybody else's eyes, right? You're only ever going to see the world through yours. And so your problems seem as grand as theirs because you don't even know. And who is to say that their problems aren't as grand as yours? I think a lot of it is, though, that I think I should believe that my struggles aren't real. Because if I believe that my struggles aren't real and genuinely aren't problems and aren't borders that I need to cross, or, fences I need to jump over, just like roadblocks I need to overcome. If I believe that my struggles aren't real for long enough, then I won't have struggles. I feel like if I believe my problems are so minuscule and I say, oh, compared to those people, I have it easy, then I feel like it'll be easy in the long run. I feel like I'll be able to talk myself out of the problems. I feel like I'll be able to tell myself these problems that I come up with, maybe even like not even meaning to. These problems are so like useless, so pointless for me to even deal with, that I can just think them out of existence. I can be like, that's truly not a problem I need to worry about. And so it isn't a problem at all, right? I think it's a good thing that I wonder if my struggles are even real. Because if I start believing that my struggles aren't real, then I won't have any struggles. If you're going through something and you think, oh, I have it so easy compared to somebody else, one, I wouldn't compare yourself to anybody else. I think you're such a unique human being, every single one of us. And we live such different lives, and we'll never see the world through anybody else's eyes. This is the only world we will ever see. And so I think it's so pointless to compare yourself to others. It's just a big waste of time, in my opinion. Because it's like, comparing, it's almost uncomparable. It's not even like no person is in the same playing field whatsoever. I feel like everybody is so different. I think that your struggles are real, but maybe you should try to believe that they're not as real as you think, right? And I understand that mental health and mental issues are genuinely like something that is out there and something that can't necessarily be healed by just like not thinking about it, right? That's obviously stupid. But like it's almost different than that. It's almost like you looking in internally and seeing these problems that I have, like truly, are they real problems, or can I just kind of like, can they just kind of go away? Like, can I genuinely just think my way out of problems? I feel like I don't even have to do anything physical to get out of a struggle, to solve a problem. It can just be gone. I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's idiotic. I don't know if that's too simple of an answer to just like think that problems aren't real. That also seems like a very dangerous way to do things. I feel like if you think some problems aren't real when some problems are real, then problems are just going to get worse because you're not going to do anything like actually to solve them. But I think for problems where you just come up with them in your head, where it's like you're in bed and you're just making yourself like stressed out or anxious about things you don't even know are going to happen, about things you're like thinking of, or like, what am I going to do like about this thing, when like you're thinking about things that aren't even guaranteed to be real. You're thinking about like the prospect of things happening. You're thinking, oh, if this happens, you know, if that happens. And it's like, I feel like by doing that, you're just creating problems for yourself. So I feel like there are some problems, some struggles that you should worry about, that you should be stressed out over. Not too stressed out, obviously. But I feel like some problems you can just easily eliminate by kind of just looking in and being like, okay, is this a real problem, or is this just something I legitimately am making up and that actually might not even happen? I feel like if a problem or a struggle, or if like a scenario that you're thinking of, that you're like, oh my gosh, this is giving me so much anxiety, this is giving me so much stress, this situation that I think I'm going to be in, right? Think to yourself, is there any doubt in your mind, in the universe? Is there a possibility that what you're thinking of just doesn't occur? I feel like if there's a possibility, you can stop worrying about it. And when you stop worrying about it, I feel like that also goes with, you have to take actions away from it. You have to take actions away from, don't do things like you're still worrying about it, right? Because you can think to yourself, oh, I'm not worried about this, and then do things in preparation for something. Just do things completely separate. Just forget about what you were worrying about. Go back to doing other things. And I think, you know, subconsciously, you're going to do things that just lead you away from the problem naturally, if it was real to begin with. You know, if you just go back, oh, this is not a problem, I can just do what I'm doing, right? I feel like literally subconsciously, you're just gonna do things that stray you away from the problem, right? That kind of fix the problem by itself without you having to think about it. But to go back to the video title, your struggles are real. Everybody's struggles are real. You might not believe your struggles are equal, right? And it might be cope to say, oh, everybody's struggles are equal, because you can be like, oh, well, some struggles are worse, and like, yeah, I guess, right? But again, you'll never see the world through other people's eyes, right? Your struggles are your struggles. But if you're just creating problems for yourself, if you're just creating struggles like for no good reason, I feel like strive to get rid of those. Strive to just think those out of your head, right? To not think about those things. In fact, to just kind of kill them off immediately. And I think you'll solve a lot of your problems. But for people, and for you who are dealing with true struggles, right? Who are dealing with like definitive things, like things you're not just thinking of, like things that are real. Just have self-confidence, you know, have self-belief. Try to get yourself out of it. Try to tell yourself that you are going to, right? Try to tell yourself that you can overcome this. And that might be hard at times, right? But, you know, if you're religious, seek God. And if you're not, then I don't know, if you don't really believe in anything, the one thing that you can believe in for sure is yourself, right? So just believe in yourself, believe you can get through these things. I like to say, religious people, obviously reach out to like God, or reach out to like whatever God you believe in, right? I say not only do that, but reach out to a future you, right? Reach out to a version of you that knows the answer to all of this and ask them how they did it. And I think you'll get your answers.